So you guys have obviously heard of the Z Fold 6. That is Samsung's latest flagship folding device, a device that I'm really familiar with. I mean, I've used every version of Z Fold for some period of time, and they've continued to make improvements to the mechanical aspect of the device, and then obviously also the internal specifications and so forth. There is a lesser known Z Fold device that's called the Special Edition, and it's not available in North America, but it is available in Korea Post. And this device might be like the perfect folding phone. It's not like some sort of special edition where they put a paint job on the device or gave you accessories inside of the package. It's an actual upgrade over the standard Z Fold 6. The hardware is different, the displays are different, the cameras are different, and this all sort of happened quietly in a device that for some reason is currently available in Korea. I don't know if it will ever be available elsewhere, or if it's some sort of precursor to the next version. Maybe this is closer to the spec you could eventually have for that. But like I said, it's an improvement in almost every direction except for one. There is one thing that the Z Fold 6 does that the Special Edition doesn't do, but I'll tell you about that after we talk about all the things that this one does better. Okay, well, first thing, the package is completely different. The standard Z Fold 6 will ship like this, a tiny little slim package with nothing extra included, no power brick. This is what the Special Edition looks like. And the other thing about the Special Edition, beyond the specification increase and improvement, is that it's only available in one color. So you can only get this in the black color, whereas obviously the regular Z Fold 6 comes in a variety of colors. Oh, wow, okay. Yeah, the unboxing experience is more premium here for sure. And we have a totally different texture on the device as well. A little bit more grip. Ooh, whoa. I think they've diminished the significance of the hinge here, like the crease. Oh my God, by a lot. What is going on here? Samsung is hiding an absolute marvel in Korea with this Special Edition. They call it a Special Edition. This is a totally different phone. This is without the display even turned on, and I can easily pick up the crease on the Z Fold 6, and it is nearly vanished here. The other thing to mention, in its folded state, the whole thing feels thinner. It is thinner. It doesn't feel thinner, it is thinner. Okay, so the layout here is also a bit different. We've now got our SIM tray on the top of the device, whereas the Z Fold 6 regular puts it on the side. Our power switch volume rocker is in the same location, same as our Type-C and speakers. Examining the camera layout, I mean, they look similar, but they're different. And the entire section is a little bit larger and more boxy on the Special Edition. It's also a satisfying kind of pop to it. Is there more tension there? Yeah, oh, there definitely is. This one doesn't get pulled into that state nearly as rigid as the Special Edition. Like, this one just has a much stronger spring effect. Wow. Now, what else do you get with the Special Edition? Power brick, I'm guessing. Now, presumably you're paying a lot more money for this. I don't know what kind of conversion rate. What did we pay for this? Oh my God, yeah, okay, so it's pricey. 4,300 Canadian dollars or 3,100 US. That's a very expensive smartphone. And it's limited edition, so yeah, they're not making that many of them. It's not going to be for everyone. So I guess it's kind of like a concept in that sense. Like, maybe this would become more accessible tech or a more accessible device cost-wise later. I mean, the regular Z Fold 6 is already expensive, and this just takes it even further. 3,100 USD, holy cow, that's an expensive phone. So yeah, you get a power brick. You're spending a lot of money, you get a power brick. And I guess you get a case. Yeah, you get a case too. USB cable, case, SIM tool, so a more comprehensive package. Oh, this is cool what they did. They left a lip inside the front frame, so when you go to open it, you have a spot to grip. Sometimes it's just easier to determine where the ridge is. Is that worth 3,100 US? Probably not. I think the real compelling part here is the improvements to the display size and the camera and the overall fit and finish. Like, it does feel more refined than the Z Fold 6. This episode has been sponsored by ExpressVPN. I've been using a VPN for a really long time in order to, mostly for me, unlock content from regions that wouldn't otherwise be available. You'd be amazed at the different inventory of content though that exists on Netflix, say for example in the UK versus Netflix in Canada or in the US.
For example, this past weekend I wanted to watch Pulp Fiction, not available on Netflix Canada. However, Netflix Argentina, boom, I'm watching it.
But of course, VPNs go beyond that by enhancing things like privacy and security. See, there are data brokers out there that collect your online data, trace it back to you using your device's unique IP address. Obviously, this address is going to be different when you're working through a VPN. They then take that data they collect from you, sell it off to other companies or even government agencies in some cases. So you can protect your privacy and mask your digital footprint by using ExpressVPN. Oh, the other thing, ExpressVPN is really quick. Like, that's the benefit of having a premium VPN, is that all your connections are fast enough to actually do high resolution streaming.
So they've also just started offering a new add-on feature called Dedicated IP. This will help you avoid those annoying CAPTCHAs that force you to prove that you're not a robot. Dedicated IP will give you your own private IP address, and they use zero knowledge tokens to make your IP untraceable back to you. They don't even know which dedicated IP gets assigned to which user.
And they've also got a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you're not 100% satisfied with ExpressVPN, just let them know within those 30 days and they'll refund your payment. It's that simple. So go ahead and find out how you can get 3 months free of ExpressVPN by scanning the QR code on screen, clicking the link in the description, or by just heading over to expressvpn.com/unboxtherapy. Okay, so both of these devices are now set up. You know what's interesting? You place them flat on the table and the reflection is slightly different. You see, like if I hover that where the camera reflection is, you can see the crease there, but on the old one, you can see how much more defined that crease is, like a book. I'm calling it the old one. I mean, this is the limited or special edition. It's a little bit complicated to navigate. It really feels like a new version of the phone as opposed to this one-off limited edition. If I launch into a browser, for example, with some degree of light output, like now that crease is hidden even more so. Wow, this thing is slim and light. Like, I think it's like a few grams lighter, but the weight is distributed differently because the device itself is bigger, flatter. I mean, brightness-wise, they look comparable to me. Maybe the color temperature is slightly different. I mean, they're both nice looking displays, but as you can tell, the main difference here is that the special edition is larger. It's taller and it is wider by even more of a margin, all while being slightly lighter and diminishing the significance of the crease. And it should be the same story on the outside of the device, and it is. Both super smooth, obviously, 120 hertz AMOLED displays, but on the front, I feel like you're gonna notice it even more. This difference in display size, where the special edition is more in line with like a flagship kind of size. It's a lot closer. This is a Pro Max. It's getting a lot closer, bottom line. What about when it's not closed? Identical. So that's interesting. They found a way to make it thinner, just hinge design really, because when it's unfolded, it's identical. Yep, when it's folded, it is not. So this is hinge design and the tightness of the tolerances. That's cool engineering. One of the advantages of having this narrow folding device is that one-handed reachability is extremely high. If I needed to type something on the keyboard, you can see that my thumb just really easily reaches the entirety of the keyboard. And then over here, I don't think it's gonna be all that different, but we'll see. You know what, not an issue for me. It could be if you have smaller hands that this reach gets a little bit further, but it's still narrow by comparison to something like an iPhone or even an S24 Ultra. It is shockingly different to type on the two of them, even though the increase in screen real estate is not crazy. You feel it when you're typing with one hand. You feel that increase in keyboard size. Now, it's important to remember, we go inside and we get the beautiful, one of my favorite things about folding devices, this beautiful split keyboard, which is just so comfortable to type on. And even bigger now than it was on the previous one. Either of these is gonna be a huge improvement over typing long paragraphs on a portrait-oriented standard smartphone, because the balance of the device is just so much more comfortable, the weight distributed more evenly across two hands, and then of course your thumbs just have so much more room to move around. The other thing that I mentioned was the cameras, because now we have the camera from the S24 Ultra on the special edition Z Fold, and that's not there on the standard Z Fold 6. I think a lot of people expected to see on the Z Fold 6 but didn't get it. You got that same 50 megapixel setup that's been there for a while. So here, 1x, 0.6, 3. I'm just gonna open these up on the, wow, damn dude, damn. And that's on the zoom. There's the ultra wide, color balance nailed. This is the best looking one. Look at that thing. Even me cropping in here, tremendous detail. Look at this, 200 megapixels. Let's try the same photo here. So now it's crazy. Look at that. So many megapixels to work with there. And you know, one of the things about these folding devices is such a better way to actually enjoy your photos. Crop in, move around the image, and just have such a better representation than what you're used to on a traditional format smartphone. Who doesn't want that? Now, one thing to note, they have decided not to have the hidden front-facing camera. So you can see that dot there when you have it in its unfolded form. It's a cool gimmick to have it obscured, but there is no hidden front-facing camera that I've experienced that performs as well as one that's exposed, but I don't use these anyway. Like, this is a device that still has another front-facing camera on the other side there. This is not a big deal for me. Now, if you're doing a lot of video conferencing and this camera is constantly in use, you may benefit from having the non-under display. I would take the under display if they could have fit it in there, but it is nowhere near a deal breaker for me. Like, this is not a high priority by any means. I'll launch into the camera just out of curiosity and see what the difference is, if there is. Oh, I think there's going to be a difference. That's what your under display can look like sometimes. Just very like cloudy almost. Usable, but not winning any selfie contests, and then not having it. I mean, also not really amazing, but it's better. Yeah, I mean, it's better on this one. Not by a whole wide margin, slight, man. But I wouldn't, again, I'm not gonna use those cameras. I have a better one here. This is a more typical place to do it. And just 1,000 times better. So no, that is not gonna be a deal breaker for me. Like, I just don't even care very much about that. They could even just get rid of that internal camera completely. I'd never used it, never. Can't think of a time I used it, but I'm not one of these people that's doing a tremendous amount of video conferencing. Let's go ahead and listen to the speakers. One of the best things about these folding devices, you never cover up the speaker grills. They stay exposed and they stay at ear level when you're holding it. So this is the Insta360 Go 3S. It is this tiny little action camera. Here is some footage. I took it to this small little training rink here, and I wanted to film just kind of shooting around and see if I could get creative with places to place. And that was the most stable, actually, which you'll see here. I shoot to the camera. Here we have a helmet mount, which showcases. I think the sound is better on the Z Fold 6, not the special edition. I just took an extra moment there to listen to some dialogue and a little bit of music. Hey, there's gotta be some sacrifices. You wanna make it thinner, lighter, better hinge. It's hard to make everything better. I mean, it's slight. You heard them both. It's a slight difference, but I'm searching for those differences. Take it out of the studio and see how I can integrate it into filming some of my daily life. But before I take this outside, that is just a huge screen to have in your pocket. That is huge. I almost forgot to mention, I was supposed to tell you the one thing that the Z Fold 6 Special Edition can't do that the Z Fold 6 can is S Pen input, stylus input. I don't know. I know a lot of people were very happy that that feature existed. To me, it wasn't such a big deal, but will not work. Your pen will not work. Is that some other sort of indication or teaser about the next generation Fold and whether or not Samsung will continue to support pen input or if they'll just do away with it completely? Now, which one would I take? I would take the Special Edition. I don't need the pen input. I want the better camera. I want the bigger displays. I like the thinner design. I like this textured back. I don't like the price, but it's just like, this is your flagship. The Fold is your flagship. You have to have, in my opinion, you have to have that S24 Ultra camera, which is in there now. So that's a big missing piece. It definitely piqued my interest and it was something that I was curious about. It kind of lived up to it. I know the price is insane. The Z Fold 6 is also expensive. It's kind of wild. I think this is like sort of a concept, but in the form of a special edition. I don't know why they released it. It's not something that I'm aware of them doing in the past. I've looked at special edition Samsung phones, like the BMW phone, where, you know, it's got a special outfit on it, special skin, and some included accessories, but like a whole different phone with a whole different camera setup, whole different display setup. I get it. I mean, it's still similar, but it's definitely a different phone, and they've just labeled it as a special edition of this phone. Is this a new thing that Samsung's gonna be doing? Was it a way to capture some data from a small group of users? I'm not sure, but it's definitely better. It's not really available. Even if it was available, I'm not sure a lot of people want to spend $3 grand US for a folding phone right now in 2024. I mean, outside of the real enthusiasts, power user types that can immediately see the value and benefit, but it's just not going to be mainstream. And this one is not meant to be mainstream, hence the special edition title.